The debt has to be addressed. We have a currency crisis and a liquidity crisis that has to be addressed. Is there a better asset to solve these problems than XRP? In my opinion, no. What do you think, Jake?
Well, and you need something that's a low value that could be a much higher value to be able to offset the debt, right? You need something that's going to expand with use or a revaluation like we saw in 1933 of gold. They need a mechanism by which they can move something onto the balance sheet and then it appreciates substantially to be able to offset the debt. But yeah, I think that XRP is likely the mechanism by which they're going to hold a portion of that on the US's balance sheet. And as they use that to settle the back end of financial markets, and it pushes up to, maybe $1,000 a piece, you could see a large portion of the debt offset by the asset and the appreciation.
The reason why these governments are failing to roll out gold-backed currencies is because you can't redeem them for gold. Zimbabwe says, hey, we got a new currency, it's backed by gold. Everybody says, cool story, bro, we don't trust you. If we can't redeem it for gold, if you're not going to provide an audit, we don't trust you. So the redeemable in gold bond that's being proposed next year and potentially putting that on, tokenizing it on a ledger, what better ledger than the XRP ledger, right? You've already got ROUSD. You already have T-bills being tokenized on the XRP ledger. To me, it's just a match made in heaven to have a Ripple Treasury partnership where they roll out something like that or other similar products on the XRP ledger.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I think that people want to be able to trust somebody, and you haven't been able to do that since for a long time. 1971 is when we closed the gold window here in the U.S., and we were probably untrustworthy even before then, not paying people out in kind. I mean, we have the gold. I don't think it's the gold that everybody thinks we have. I don't think Fort Knox is going to yield much, but we do have enough gold to be able to back things if we needed to. Oil is another one. I think there'll be other countries that utilize that as the backing.
And you're already seeing ROUSD is really, as you mentioned, setting the standard for real world asset tokenization on the XRP ledger. Yes, it's just a stable coin, but this is the blueprint for other countries to do their stable coin or CBDC on the XRP ledger. We've already seen that Ripple partner out of Brazil, who's the largest FX provider in that country, tokenizing the Brazilian real on the XRP ledger. And this is on the public mainnet, by the way. This is not private ledger. This is public open mainnet, the same XRP ledger that me and you are using. What you've been breaking down, something that I've been covering too, is just the role that XRP can play in solving this debt, currency, and liquidity crisis.